Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to be discussing morning routines this week. Now, last week we were discussing habits and disciplines that are required to make habits, and it's going into details like it requires as much as 66 days. Now, I want to you when I use the words as much as 66 days, it might sound daunting, but it's only 66 days. It's not that long if you really think about it. It actually flies by quickly if you're doing it on a regular basis. Now, discipline, as you probably now know from after making that list last week with all your habits that you want to develop, and possibly even going into detail of saying what's all the discipline required to make those habits, right? Now, if you're dealing with a lot of the disciplines, you know that this discipline requires energy. Now, with the energy required with the discipline that you want to pursue, you need to stay in check because 66 days is a long time to stay disciplined. Correct? So I believe you're probably nodding and we're saying correct with me right now because it's not a small effort to make it to 66 days with just the mind saying, okay, I'm gonna do this. It requires some physical activity so your body also knows that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So let's get into some morning rituals. I'm going to share with you some of my personal techniques and secrets of what I do with my morning rituals. Now, in the morning, first things first. Now, because I'm a person who likes to have a go-getting attitude, I have three companies I run. I gotta educate people as well. I gotta trade myself as well. I gotta motivate my staff to help you guys as well. I need to even keep my girlfriend happy at the same time. And I gotta keep up with my friends and social life and their marriages and attending weddings and doing all that stuff. So, how am I gonna deal with all that? So, this is my morning rituals. First things first, the moment I wake up, I sit up on my bed and I start with a smile. Now, as weird and as obnoxious as that sounds, waking up in the morning and the first thing that you do is smile gives you a positive boost in your day. You're already starting off the day positive, as if like you feel you're happy. Okay? Happiness and sadness, as you remember from last week, good and bad, there is no good and bad. You determine what is good, you determine what is bad. Okay? So same thing with happiness. It's not just natural. You have to build happiness. It requires effort. Okay? So wake up in the morning and smile. That gets you going into the right state of mind. Okay? Then when I wake up in the morning after I smile, I feel the emotions and everything and I start building on my emotions. Now, so let's put you in my seat. Okay, I'm waking up and let's say today my goal is I need to make this course for you guys. I need to make this video and I need to make it the best as I possibly can. I don't want to just do it for the sake of doing it, right? I want to deliver what I can do at my absolute optimal level. So I have to build discipline and all the stuff to do it. So I'm waking up in the morning, I take a smile, and after my smile, I'm starting to build up emotions. Now the emotions have to be attached to my why. Why is it important for me to make a course outside of trading? Why is this so important? Okay? Not only that, it's like this course is probably going to make me the least amount of money from anything else that I do in my life anyways. But it's like, why is this so important to me? And I dwell on that why. That dwelling on that why gets me pumped up. Okay? If I say I'm going to, for example, I'm going to go running today. And that's my idea and running in my head. I wake up in the morning like I should go running today. If you say it, but you don't feel anything in your body, do it again. If you say it, you don't feel anything in your body, do it again. It is the absence of emotions that does not create action. You want action in your life, you better build emotion first. Okay? Building emotion doesn't require having other people knowing what you're doing. It's okay. Do it privately. Build up that emotion in your mind of why what you're going to do today or what you're going to do going forward is so important. Get that emotion running. Now, then I get out of bed after that and I start with my oxygenation stuff. It's a technique I learned from Wim Hof. You can probably Google him and stuff like that. There's a breathing exercise where a lot of monks and stuff and people in monasteries use, and a lot of meditation people, my background being from India, people in India do it all the time. Breathing, just recently discovered, gives you neural plasticity. Okay, now it's like, what in the world is neural plasticity? What happened to trends, ranges, and charts and candlesticks? What is this new medical word you're giving me, Naveen? Now, neuroplasticity is when you increase the oxygen in your body, your brain starts to repair your nerves, basically. Okay, your neural network in your mind, it starts to get repaired. Now, as that gets repaired, you feel better, you perform better. If you're tired, it repairs that as well. You notice anything that when you're tired, your body wants to yawn? But what happens to most people? I'm too embarrassed to yawn properly, so I'm going to cover my mouth and do it very discreetly, and I'll act like I didn't even yawn. Your body is asking you for oxygen. You better yawn like a lion. Let that oxygen in. Take it as deep as you can. Give your body what he wants. He wants that oxygen. And when someone else does it, you're like, your body's like, hey, I'm jealous. I want some more. Right? Because it's for your body's health. It needs it. Another thing, when you go exercising, you're running, your body starts panting, right? You start panting, you start breathing heavily. Why? It needs to repair all the muscles you just tore up all over the place. It needs to repair all that. So your body starts to go into hyperventilation mode. When you're scared, you start breathing heavily. When you're worried, you start breathing heavily. All these feelings. When you're falling in love for the first time, you're also breathing very heavily. Breathing is a vital, essential part of your life, and not just breathing the normal way you normally breathe. We're talking about breathing consciously. Making an effort to breathe in and breathe out, and knowing that you're breathing in and breathing out. So, as I do my breathing exercises, I spend a good 2 to 3 minutes breathing. Okay? I take in more oxygen than I let out. When I'm breathing, I hear myself breathing. It's not very subtle. It's like, so you can actually hear me breathing. In fact, you probably heard me breathing right now. So you bring in the oxygen more, you let out less. You bring in more, you let out less. At this stage, when you're doing it for a couple minutes, you're gonna feel lightheaded. That's perfectly fine. As you feel lightheaded, you're getting in oxygen, you're getting in more supply as possible. Okay? Now, the next thing after my oxygenation techniques and stuff that I do, I go into exercise. Now, my exercises are different than normal people's exercises because my exercises involve emotion. Okay? There's a typical exercise. I turn on the TV tells me, okay, do yoga. The TV tells me, okay, do sit-ups. I read a recent article, okay, do push-ups. I read this, I read that. Okay, you can do all of that. All of it's healthy for you. But none of it's gonna work if your mind, body, and soul is not there. Remember that. Remember that. Whatever you're doing, it won't work if you're not there. Okay? If you're just doing it for the sake of doing it because it's the latest thing to do, you're going to get the least amount of benefits from it. Okay, so let me go into detail of that because this whole thing is about the mind, right? This whole course is about the mind because how do you hack your brain to give you optimal results? Optimal results. Okay, so the exercises. I start off with some squats. Okay, I do squats. I do it not numerically. Okay, the typical do 10 squats, rest a little bit, do 10 more, 3 sets, 4 sets. No. I do it until it hurts. When it hurts, it means my body's reached its limit. I stop. That's it. That's it. I need to get the day going. I'm not here to build my calf muscles and my thigh muscles and an extreme fantastic back. No. I'm here to get my day going. That's the objective for me. I do it until it hurts and then I stop. The next thing I do, I put on one music. Okay? One same music every single time. Okay, you heard of that song that The Ceiling Can't Hold Us by Mackerel, I believe is the name. I play that song every single time when I wake up in the morning, and I dance like an idiot. Okay, I'm saying this publicly. I dance like an idiot at this stage. I go crazy. Of course my blinds are closed. It's like there's no one in the house. The blinds are closed. Everything's closed, and I'm dancing frantically. I'm just trying to get in the rhythm of the day, of the mood of my life. I'm dancing, I'm going crazy, I'm just enjoying the moment, I'm trying to get in the groove, and I start to notice my awakeness level reaching all time high. My alertness level reaching all time high. Now, I didn't force myself to do this. I didn't drag myself out of bed with like a horrible alarm that I want to break. It's just I'm finding a different way to wake myself up. I'm not guzzling down coffee to be like, okay, substitute, work for me. No. I am using my body's incredible internal abilities that we were made with. I'm putting that to use. Okay, so squats. Crazy amount of squats until it hurts. It's not that crazy when I say it like that. It's like 12, 14, 15, and it starts to hurt. Okay? All you athletic people out there calling me weak, so be it. It's fine. That's okay. And then I do my dance. The dance takes 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I'm just dancing. My girlfriend's home. I'm dancing with her. We're just having a good time. She probably looks at me a little bit weird, but then she gets, after seeing it, how weird it is, she jumps and joins in with me. So that's fine. After all that stuff happens, I wind down. I sit back down on the bed, and I go into meditation. Now, meditation is critical. If there is one thing I want to do throughout the day, is my meditation. Okay? 2 things actually that I cannot skip any day. 1 is meditation, and 2 is that smile in the morning. I have to do that smile in the morning because I have to stay at my A game. And I'm at my A game when I'm the most happiest. If I'm not happy, I'm not at my A game. Okay? If you're the happiest, then you're going to be in your A game. And if you know that secret, then work towards your happiness. Okay? So, the meditation. Now, there are several ways you can do meditation. Now, some people use apps called Headspace. Headspace is pretty good. If you have an iOS device or Android device, you can just download Headspace. And nice little guy, he'll walk you through what you need to do. Okay? Another thing that I personally use is the Muse headband. Okay? It's built in Toronto. And basically what it is a little piece of device that goes over your forehead, and it connects with your cell phone, and it monitors your brain activity as you meditate. So it's something that because I'm a chart person, right? So I want to see charts of what my brain is doing, and I want to keep track, and I want to keep improving. So as I meditate, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to let go of all thoughts in my brain. Now, I do 2 types of meditation. One is let go of all thoughts in my brain. Okay? The second type of meditation is only focus on what I need to be doing. Okay? Now, so the one side of the meditation is I simply let go of everything. If thoughts come into my mind, I try to ignore them. Another thought comes into my mind. If I see myself listening to my thoughts and getting involved in them, whenever I realize, wait a minute, what am I doing? I come back to just regularly breathing. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So whenever I catch myself doing that, I go back to my meditation routine. Now, the meditation routine, I like to push it. I like to push the boundaries of how much I can meditate. Now, generally, I meditate initially when I started off, I was doing it 3 minutes. Then I pushed it to 5 minutes. Then 12 minutes. Now, I have a personal goal to hit an hour of meditation in the morning. Now, you might be wondering, like, what the hell? An hour? I mean, are you kidding me? I'm not going to start my day with an hour of meditation. Take it slow. Take it easy. Do your 2 or 3 minutes in the morning. That's all I'm asking you right now. Now, and the last thing, absolutely the last thing is verbalization. Okay? Verbalization is basically me going out before I take a shower, I look myself in the mirror and I get real with myself and I talk to myself. Okay? Please don't call the doctors on me. Basically, I talk to myself in the mirror. And I talk to myself and I tell myself, Naveen, these people need this course. A lot of people need your guidance to teach them how to trade. A lot of people need your guidance on you have a different way of living life. You have a zest that most people do not have. You have to show them this. When I speak like that, I feel it. Now, have you noticed one thing? Your brain waves are the absolute weakest form of wavelengths in the air. You can think of something, but it's not as powerful as if you say something. If you say something, that is not as powerful as much as if you say and do something. The more senses you involve in this routine, the better your result. Okay? So music, that's hearing. If you have a certain smell, okay, like imagine when you smell coffee and you feel it's time to work, okay? Or you smell a certain your soap in the night before you take a shower. When you smell that soap, you're getting that mood of it's time to go to bed. When you smell a certain thing and you're like, oh, okay, that means time to eat. Your brain works on that sense too. The more senses you involve and you train your senses that when I get this sense, hearing, sight, visual, or verbal, I need to get into a state of mind that puts me into the mode that it's time to work. It's time to be productive. It's time to give an output. Not just think about working, not just hoping, not just dreaming, not just saying if I can just do this and blah 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 and happen and blah 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 happen and the whole day goes by and you sit there and like, yes, if I can only do that. But now it's time to sleep. And tomorrow I will wake up and do the dream process again. No, stop living that kind of life. Start taking action. Start taking action. Okay? So, verbalization, extremely powerful. Look at yourself in the mirror. Talk to yourself. What do you need to do? Tell yourself, all right, Bob, you're going to be doing this today. Lisa, you're going to accomplish this in a matter of 3 hours and you're going to get it done and you're going to be happy about it. Talk yourself into your future. Okay? The future of the day coming up. Talk yourself into it because chances are you will create your reality. Okay? You will create your reality as you speak it through. Now, so if you think it, it is the weakest form. If you speak it, it gets stronger. If you speak it and you move around, for example, like you're just shaking your body and be like, I can do this, I can do this, I got this. I'm going to make the best blah 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 ever. I'm going to do the best blah 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 ever. When you start talking to yourself like that, you build this little internal emotion that keeps going. And that is going to help you with your discipline throughout the day. It's going to keep you in that mode of, I need to do this discipline because I know my why. Once I know my why and I know my discipline, if I keep at it just for 66 days, approximately, my habit's going to kick in and now it's going to be like, it's second nature. Remember I was telling you, I went from 3 minutes to 5 minutes and now I'm challenging myself to an hour of meditation? Because the 5 minutes is no longer a discipline, it's a habit. And that's what the power I want to teach you guys is once you reach the habit stage, you're going to be unstoppable. You're really going to be unstoppable. Get to that level. Push to that level. So, the only difficult thing you have to do is this morning ritual. This morning routine. Now, I'm going to explain to you another thing. Now, this morning routine that I do takes me approximately 10 to 15 minutes. Okay? Well, that's without me trying to aim for the 1 hour of meditation. It takes me 10 to 15 minutes of me being dancing around, goofy, doing my squats, doing my breathing and everything. Now, 10 to 15 minutes requirement for me to have a wonderful 15 hours ahead. Okay? I'm going to explain what happens to me. When I initially started to do this, I used to make excuses. I used to skip it certain days, and I used to not do them. Now, my days used to go mediocre. Okay? I'm not a sad sadistic person. My days used to be mediocre. Okay? It wasn't number 1. And at times it would be great, my days, and at times I would have bad days. But notice, my life was not in my control. The world would set the way I live my life. If something wonderful would happen to me, I'd feel wonderful the whole day. If something horrible happens to me, I'd feel horrible the whole day. If nothing happened to me, I'd feel mediocre the whole day. It felt like someone else has the remote control of my life. I don't have it. A third person outside of me says, okay, let's make Naveen happy. Let's tell him something nice. Okay, he's happy now. Let's fool around with him. Let's tell him something mean. Okay, I ruined his day. Awesome. You know what I mean? Take the remote control back. Be in charge of your own life. Start your day with this. Now, the moment where I had my shift in my life is when I started to think it requires me 10 to 15 minutes a day to make a change that's going to last 15 hours of the day. Now, I know that concept. I always knew that concept, and yet I still didn't do it. The change happened when I started to realize that's how powerful my brain is to give up on stuff. My brain knows it requires 10 to 15 minutes, and yet he still does not do it. That means that's how strong my brain is controlling my life. I have no control over my life, that I cannot even take 10 minutes of my life and do what I need to do. Sad, isn't it? And that's a common problem for many, many people. They don't do what they have to do, even though that they know it requires just a little bit of time. And they won't still do it because it's like the brain is just so strong and it takes over their life. That to me was my turning point when I realized, wow, I'm a slave to my brain. This is not good. Find out where your pain is and where you're falling victim to your brain, and take control. Take control. We're going to be discussing how to use pain and how to channel pain into becoming more efficient, more effective, because pain, the word pain is negative, but pain is actually just an energy source. Just like happiness is an energy source, it can get you pumped up. Pain is also an energy source that people use to stay sad. Okay? But it's an energy source because it gives you an intense emotion to stay in the state you're in. That's a pain, right? Now, you can channel this energy, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do that in the upcoming weeks. So, we've gone through quite a bit of stuff now. Okay, we've gone through quite a bit of stuff. I'm also looking at my notes here that we went through a lot of stuff that went from habits to discipline to your morning routines. Do not skimp on your morning routines. I need you to comment below this video saying, I promise I'm going to keep my morning routines going. You can make your own cocktail of your morning routines, however you want to do it, but do it for 10 to 15 minutes only. Do not push it. 10 to 15 minutes only, morning ritual. Make sure you smile, critical. Don't lose that. Being a good person is a good thing. I personally think, because it makes everyone's life around you happy. Even a person who's horrible around you can start becoming a happier person because you just have so much life in you. Okay? So don't skip on the smile. And please, if you think meditation is mumbo jumbo, give it a shot. Try it for like a week. Take my word for it. That is pretty much the success that I've been having in my life is because of meditation. I couldn't become the trader I am without meditation. Meditation makes me observe the market in a way that I never observed it before because my brain is calm. Okay? So, recap on this. Wake up, smile, work on your emotions, get the emotions pumping by focusing on why you're doing what you need to do. Once you go into your whys, this is my list, right? So I'm going to then breathing exercises, increase my neuroplasticity, make sure my brain's running at perfect capacity. Okay? I'm saying perfect because it's better than it used to be without it. So, perfect capacity. I want to recall something, boom, it's right there. I'm talking to a customer, he's like, remember me? Of course I remember you. I know who you are. I know when you first contacted me. I know when you bought my course. I know everything about you without even turning on my system. Neural plasticity. Keep your brain healthy. Next, exercise. I do squats. You can do push-ups. You can do sit-ups. You can do anything that you like to do. Dance. Play a little. Be goofy. Get your kid out of bed. Play with your kids if you have to play with your kids. They'll have a lot of fun too. Meditation. Wind down. Once you wind down and empty your brain out for whatever you might be dreaming from the night before, and you meditate and you clear all that out, you go into verbalization, which is now the final phase of the power that you build up and saying, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do, and this is my quality. And watch how your day goes. I'll see you guys next week.